My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Good morning and a happy Monday. It's great to be alive today and live in South Lake County. So I'm going to tell you happy South Lake morning. We have a great show for you. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing really well. I was in heaven this morning. Actually, this whole weekend I've had my windows open. How about you, Jay?
Yes, sir. And again, I wish we had a window to open in here because, man, it is hot.
It is hot.
It is HOT. So I apologize about the background noise. We have a fan going because it's burning up here.
Hot is great unless you're in the jungle.
That's right.
Or in the studio.
Correct.
Had a great weekend. I actually had to make the choice to leave the windows open during the hot part of the day yesterday because I really didn't want to smell that air conditioning anymore. You know, now it's going to get hot, so I'm going to have to close the windows and turn it back on for a couple days. But on the whole, the temperature is dropping. I'm looking forward to it. What are we going to talk about today? We have a great show for you today. We're going to talk about National Candy Day. We're going to talk about fingers and toes. You got to stay tuned. That's going to be fun. Cup of Joe, this week on Cup of Joe, we're going to talk about gratitude. And then we have, as our interview, a dear friend of mine, Lea Tran, who is a strong life warrior. Wait till you see her. Like most things, dynamite, she is a lot of bang in a very small package. So you really have to see what she has to say. Survivor, warrior, entrepreneur. I mean, we'll get into it. And also, we had the opportunity to get together with Jim Purvis, who is a candidate for City Council Seat 2. I believe he's facing off against Joe Gustafson. We'll have him on the back end like we've done all of our candidates. And we want to say thank you to all the candidates who were able to make it. I do want to say that Heidi Brischke was originally going to come on. We had a hard time because Miss Brischke was dealing with some health issues, and our hearts and prayers go out to Miss Brischke, and so maybe we'll get her on another subject down the road. So we're going to go to commercial break, and we're going to hear from our family of sponsors, and when we get back, we're going to get started. Don't go away. Today will be a very important show for you. I'll see you in a minute.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Our team has over 30 years of experience helping first-time homebuyers, veterans, move-up buyers, seasoned investors, and more. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Are you tired of having drugs or alcohol ruin your life? Do you need to get off pain pills but still maintain pain relief? My office in Tavares has programs to help you. While not covered by insurance, program fees are affordable. My name is Alan Zupkin. I'm board certified and have helped thousands of patients achieve these goals. Please call me for further information.
Hello, my name is Michael Singh with Singh Insurance and Financial Services. Our goal is to build trust based on a clear understanding of how your insurance policy protects you, your family, and even your business. When was the last time you took a good hard look at your insurance coverage? Would you be open to the possibility of reviewing your policy with me? One review of your policy can save you valuable time and money. Call me today to set up a review of what may be available to you.
Hey, welcome back. Love to hear from our sponsors. Look, I want to make full disclosure. Ms. Brischke is not dying or anything like that. She had a really bad flu, so we just couldn't coordinate the appearance. I didn't want to give the wrong impression. Thanks for the heads up, Jay. I appreciate that.
No problem.
And I'm sure Miss Heidi does too.
Yeah.
At any rate, National Candy Day.
I thought that was Halloween.
You'd think it would be, but it's not, apparently. It is the first Monday in November following Halloween. I don't know how they come up with these things, but they do. Look, it's National Candy Day, so today is the day you probably want to try to steal a little piece from the leftover stash of your children's Halloween candy. Look, if you're smart, you give them a couple of pieces for a week and then hide it up in the cupboard. That's what my wife and I used to do. They forget all about it. Out of sight, out of mind. Candy has a long history I'm not going to go into here. I just want to say, splurge yourself, but don't overdo it. Grab a chocolate bar when you're in the checkout line. Sneak a piece out of the receptionist's bowl or your workmate's bowl who has some jelly beans or whatever they have sitting on their desk. Enjoy yourself a little bump of sugar today. Fingers and toes. Miss Pat turned me on to something about, it's probably a year ago. And, I'm pretty much, there's no shortage of testosterone in my veins. I mean, you pretty much know Joe about 12 seconds before you realize I'm about as straight as they come. There is no metro anything in me. I'm a guy, a guy's guy. I'm a dude. But my wife talked me about a year ago into going and getting manis and petties. And because she didn't want to go alone, so I went with her. And I honestly have to say, I have been surprised. I've done it 3 times now, all with her. It's become our thing. She goes without me sometimes, when our daughter. But, sometimes it's a cool date thing. She has a conference coming up, and I just wanted to make sure that she went out and did it. And I wasn't sure she'd have gone if I didn't go with her. And, there's a great little place, Regal Nails, right here in Claremont. Really took care of us. We asked for Ben. The girl who worked on me was Lily, and great. You probably can't see from there. I get the clear. I'm not going to get all freaky, but it's just nice to be pampered, So, although my daughter was completely appalled that I took a picture of my finished toes and put it on my Facebook page, can't stand the real Joe, well, then you maybe don't want to be one of my Facebook friends. But it was just a good time, and I want to encourage you guys out there. Don't be afraid to do something and question your own. There was a time I thought, you went and did manis and petties, you were on the edge of gay. And there's nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm not gay. So I wouldn't do that sort of thing. I am really tempted to someday just do a whole spa day with my wife with the massage and the mask, just to see what it feels like. All right, well, that's going nowhere, so we'll move on. Usually by this point, Jay is laughing at me, so I know I'm on a good subject.
I'm laughing now.
You're laughing now. Cup of Joe. This week we're going to cover gratitude. And the reason we're going to cover gratitude is because it is usually the base for all of our growth. You can't grow, you can't change, you can't get anything in your life until you become grateful for what you have. So often it's easy to focus on what we don't have, on what we lack, on the battles we're not winning, and we completely lose sight of all we have, all who we have, all the victories we've had in our life. As a matter of fact, our guest today is going to talk about some life victories, some challenges, and some things she did that were very scary, but she was able to overcome great odds to succeed and is still in that process. And I am sure when we get into this interview that you're going to see a sense of gratitude from her. So this week on Cup of Joe, what we're going to do is I'm going to do the gratitude challenge. And the challenge is, can you make a gratitude list every day of 10 things without repeating anything in the week? I'm going to tell you this. The first couple of days are going to be easy. The end of the week is going to be tough, which is why I'm going to guide you through this. Each day, I'm going to give you a subject or a sense to be grateful for. So tomorrow, I'm going to tell you now, you should sit down today and be grateful. You know what you should be grateful for? Sit down and think of those big things, those overall things. Come up with a global list of the things that you're grateful for. And got to have 10 of them. Shouldn't take that long. And tomorrow we'll do another one. That's it for Cup of Joe. And we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Lea Tran. She's going to join me. She is a life warrior, a speaker, an author, an entrepreneur. We're going to get all into it when we get back. Don't go away. This woman is absolutely fascinating. So when we come back, you stick around. I'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Claremont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. And welcome back. Once again, always good to hear from the sponsors. They are one of the things that I am truly grateful for. So I want to welcome my friend Lea Tran. Lea?
Hi, Joe.
How are you? Lea has an amazing story. I was just telling Lea earlier, one of the coolest things about doing this is finding out the deeper levels and the higher achievements of people you thought you knew. And so I'm very grateful to be able to do this for people. I'm grateful to have Lea here with me today.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for inviting.
Now, Lea, I knew Lea through another work position that she had, which she's recently transitioned out of, and we're going to talk about that. But Lea, about a year ago, you did that talk, right?
January.
Was that a year?
Yes,
January.
not even a January.
So not quite a year.
Don't forget we were in the chamber ambassador together.
That's right.
So,
we had a relationship.
Right.
We have a relationship through that. I'm one of the chamber ambassadors, and so is she. But a year ago, she did this TED Talk that talked about her story and where she came from and how she got here. So we're going to dig into some of that, but we only have 15 minutes. So
yeah.
The good part is my friend is an author and a speaker. The book that she's writing, her memoirs, is called "I Did Not Miss the Boat." She was a research chemist for Merck Company. I don't know if all that education. Can you teach me how to talk? She is.
It's Monday.
It is Monday. She is an entrepreneur and owned.
Yes, I own Distinctive Design, which is a interior decorating specified in window treatment.
Okay. And she has a BS, Bachelor of Science from Villanova University. And, and she is a quintessential American. Okay?
I am.
And while her heritage, she was born in Vietnam, she has an amazing story. And when I think of somebody who's an American, Lea sits up there with those that have made the sacrifice, those that have come here and done what it took to get to where she needed to go without making excuses. And that is a lot of the reason why she's sitting here now. Lea, I'm so glad to have you here. Can you start us out by telling us a little bit about your family and how you originally got to America?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say I'm a very proud American, and I wouldn't settle anything less than that. But originally, it's a long story. So my grandparent, both sides of grandparents were from China. And they moved to Vietnam when the big famines in China back in the 30s and the 40s before the World War. So my dad moved to Vietnam when he was 3 years old. And so a lot of tragic things happened with my dad's family as well. So at 10 years old, he lost his father, and he has to help his mom and build from startup. So he was a self-made man, and he built up himself to have a company, a fabric dye company, and we were pretty well off. We're not rich, but we were doing okay. So 40 years later, my dad repeat his parents' story. He has to fled Vietnam because of the communists. So at 43, and my youngest brother was 3. So I'm the oldest of 5. So I'm the oldest. I was 16 at the time. My youngest brother was 3.
So this is 1979. I think we have a picture of your dad's immigration papers there.
Yes, that was right before we got accepted to America, and everybody got to have a headshot. It looked like jail time, you know. It was like a mugshot. But that is something that I have not seen for a long time until I dig out all the information so I can write my book, and I'm looking at it, it's like, wow, that 16 years old girl is now somebody really old.
You could never tell.
Anyhow, so we came here in 1980. We get out of Vietnam in 1979 through a lot of harrowing story in the journal of 7 days on the boat, which we didn't know where we were heading. And we just, like 500 people cram in the little boat, and we just sail out to the China
Well, I think
Sea.
we have a picture here.
That's not our picture. That's
Right,
just
just
something I grabbed
right.
from the internet, just so people get a little bit of a image what it's like. And
You know, I want to encourage people too. You did this TED Talk is available on YouTube.
Yes, on
and
YouTube.
If you can hear a little bit more about Lee's story, a little more detail about the family backstory and how she got here by going there.
Yes, if you go into YouTube or even TEDx, just search for Lea Tran, and the title is "I Did Not Miss the Boat." So I didn't miss the boat. That's why I'm here.
So tell us a little bit about your time as a refugee.
So we got to the camp for 8 months, 5 different camps in Indonesia, and then we got sponsored by a Lutheran church in Minnesota. So we were there, and that's where I learned truly the American tradition, lifestyles, and people that opened their arms to welcome us. And it was a great story. It's a great place, but we kind of trapped because my parents couldn't speak the language. And once he heard that there's a Chinatown in Pennsylvania, you know, next thing we know, we're heading on the bus and we're going to find Chinatown.
Where was that? Philadelphia?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
Philly?
Philadelphia. Yeah. So we were there.
Did you speak English yet at that
No,
point?
no.
I mean, you're still a little girl.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
spoke 3 different dialects in Chinese, and I spoke Vietnamese, and I had like 3-4 years of French, but not English. So English is actually the 6th language that I'm learning. And yeah, and I have to learn quick. I have to learn fast. I went everywhere with my big dictionary, and that's how I talk to people. And when we get to Pennsylvania, and next thing we know, on blink of an eye, I was in Pennsylvania for 35 years. And 4 years ago, we decided to move down here.
So let's backtrack a minute. You went to, you're in Philadelphia, you graduate high school, you learn English, obviously, which is what, 6 languages now. You learn. I love
they all
learning new
have
things
bucket.
about
I'm
my
sorry,
friends.
none of them are really good, but I'm proud that I can speak some.
You could go get a cup of coffee in
I
a
could
lot of
definitely
countries.
do that. I could definitely do that.
And so you go to Villanova.
I went to Villanova. Yep.
Okay, and then you join the corporate world,
Yes.
right? You
Yes.
worked for Merck.
Yes, I think the first 10 years was the toughest 10 years in my life because
Is this a picture of you?
that was me at Wyeth. That's when I started being a chemist, and that was me with the poofy hair in the 80s.
Even my wife had big hair in the 80s. It's okay, Lee.
Yeah, it's fun.
So you spend a few years in the corporate world.
Yes.
35 years.
No,
No,
35
you spent-
you I live in Pennsylvania.
You live in Pennsylvania. So,
I worked 2 years at Wyeth and 15 years at Merck.
so you 15 years in the corporate world, you've gone up the chain, I'm sure.
Yes.
You get this regular paycheck, and one day you get it into your head to give up all of that, the benefits, the advancement, the money,
Yeah.
the regular paycheck, and you decide to open Distinctive Designs.
Yes. And that was a really scary move. And especially, I was really lucky. I worked with a team of research scientists that are super smart. And they are so dedicated. And one of the compound that come out of my hood was actually was a drug that became a drug that could treat AIDS and the AIDS epidemic in the 90s. So I was really proud of that, and it's a lifetime achievement for a lot of people who wanted that. And I can't say that it's my invention. I just have a little part in it, but very proud. That little part was from dedication and from hard work. So I decided that.
So let me ask you, what was it that made you make the jump? I mean, it's
Yes.
not like you went into business for yourself as a research chemist or as a consultant on chemistry. You made a jump from chemistry to
right
design.
brain, left brain,
How did
Okay,
you?
let me tell you something.
How did you overcome? I mean, I can only imagine how scary that was.
Well, I love being a scientist. I love my chemistry degree, but it wasn't my first choice. I did that because of security. I did that because financial obligation, because everybody lots of immigrants and refugees will come here. They want to be like something in the stature, and something that would bring a steady income to their home. And I have to say, sometimes things that you do well may not be the things that you love. You do well because you just kind of do well.
Yeah.
But
You have a lot
anyway,
of experience or
well,
knowledge in the
I'm
field.
standing inside the hood, looking out the window every day and wonder what is life out there. I want to be free. I want to meet people. Being a research chemist is great, but it's for people who want solitude, like just doing things with the hood, with the chemical.
It wasn't igniting your passion.
I am a people person, and I didn't know that I can be exploring life outside that. So I've learned a lot. And then it was just a lot of, it was almost like 6 months of sleeplessness that I've contemplated about, should I do it? And
So
I
how
know
did
that
you
they
make
have
the
a big,
decision?
I know they have a big layoff. And I got told by some of the nice friends from the higher up, and they say that they were going to have a severance. So I was like, oh, I'm calculating out. I would get 10 months of severance. I could take that money and build up my business, but I already learning and doing my things on the side already. So it was not hard to, I just need time to channel into what I love. And finally I ripped the Band-Aid and I did it, and no looking
Is
back.
that your advice? Just rip off the Band-Aid?
Well, sometimes if you know something.
Do you wish you hadn't spent that 6 months worried about it?
No. It has to be the right timing. It's got to be the calculated risk. You can't just say, okay, I want to do that, and not thinking about the security, the planning.
How am I going to pay my rent, my car payment, right?
Yeah. I am the very careful person, and I'm the most, I would say, not risk taker person. And when I do something, I really contemplate about plan A, and B, C,
I think
just to make
financial
sure.
people call that risk averse. You are
Yeah.
averse to taking risks.
Right, well.
So you open up this business. You specialize in
Custom window
Did you
treatment.
start with when you say custom window treatment? Do you mean like in
I
a home?
make drapes, I make valances, and I know to sew. I sew when I was like this big. I love to make to make clothes. I love fashions, but I like dressing window because they don't talk back. They don't say, "Oh, I look too fat on this." So
I love that. That's going to go down in Jono South Lake quotes. I love dressing windows because they don't talk back.
They don't talk back. Seriously. I mean, they look good all the time.
My job would be a little hard if people didn't talk back, but, I could see where that would have some
But
appeal.
I just love to bring the joys into people's homes.
So let me ask you something. You just made another change. I knew you in another career, and one of the things that was very endearing about Lee was she was in somewhat of a sales field, and
I love marketing
she was
too.
she loves marketing, and I'm gonna pick her brain a little bit. She was never obnoxious, but she was persistent. And so, but that also, you had built some comfort there. You'd built a circle there. Why change now?
Well, because I like to explore. And life would be so boring if you felt comfortable. I mean, when you're good at something, you know, you get that in your belt. I want to go the further, and I encouraging people to do that. What you said earlier about gratitude and about, you know, I challenge people to do something daring for the next 7 days. Something that you're not comfortable with, but you think that is something that you love to do, or you know, it's just like,
I don't know, Lee, you going and flipping the script on me. You challenging me back now, you know. I give a challenge. I'm comfortable with that, right? Now I got to step out of my box.
But you know what? Sometimes you go outside your realm of comfort. You find a lot more things that you're good at that you not even know.
So let me ask you this. You're making this change, and I know a lot of it came around you solidifying what you did with the TED Talk. You realize how many people you're helping. Is there a degree of that to it? I mean, I don't think it's all about you.
No, it's not about me.
I hope I know you that well.
It's about self-discovery, and when you self-discover, you understand yourself, then you can help other. And it took me a long time. And writing this memoir here is something that I've been sit on for years and years and years, and I didn't think I was good enough to write. I'm not ready. I give out a lot of excuses, but no.
They've actually put your
reason.
Jace put up your Facebook
thank
page
you.
so he could see.
Thank you.
You know,
but I would encourage people, if they interested about my story, A, first check out the TEDx talk. B, come back around Thanksgiving. I will have my website ready, just leatran.com. And then you can sign in and opt in and follow me on my book journey, because I am aspired to speak and to bring my message out to help people. And I'm a volunteer with a lot of different nonprofit
what do you hope
organizations.
to accomplish by making this shift?
I am hoping that I can pull people like me, always sit in the sideline and looking in and wishful that I'm part of it. You can be part of it. Just take action, participate, you'll be a part of it. And life is so much more colorful when you're a part of it, instead of from outside looking in and say, I wish I'm in it. So that's what my message is. Like, I've been sitting, like, my title of the book is I Did Not Miss a Boat, because I didn't really miss the physical boat to get here. But for many years, I missed so many boats of opportunity because I was so scared. And I'm so afraid of being out there, putting me out there in the arena. Right now, I feel so happy because I get to meet so many people. I get to see so many new things. And my dream is to take that message out and tell people that everybody has a story. Everybody has a history. Don't let that trauma kind of suppress you.
Do you know, that's the coolest thing. I raised my children to understand it. Dad's made a lot of mistakes. Yeah. I've done a lot of crazy things. I've done a lot of cool things. And people a lot ask me why I've done those things. But it's because I have always been afraid to be on my deathbed and be saying, I should have.
Right.
I wish I had.
Right.
You know, I may not have always made the right choice, but I made a choice.
Exactly. And a lot of people say that I have a lot of energy, and I do. I don't know when I sleep, but I constantly think about what to do. I wish I can clone 5 of me so I can do more stuff. But the last thing I want is bring that energy to the grave.
Right. Yeah. Oh, good point. I love that.
I don't want to.
Okay, Miss Doris, you need to be taking down Jono Southlake quotes. I like that's number 2. The last thing I want to do is take my energy to the grave. I love that.
I just, I like to spread it around and get a piece of me that is still lasting on instead of
Lee, I love that concept. Your book is going to be amazing. I'm sure that your future talks will be amazing. I encourage everybody to go to TEDx and listen to her talk, and to make sure you have a box of tissues. Lee, this is your camera here. Tell people what you want them to know. Give them one last thought, or tell them how to reach you.
Okay, one last thought.
If you want them to reach you.
Absolutely. Please check back. Like I said, you can go to my Facebook page. Is Distinctive Lee. And why Distinctive Lee? Because Distinctive Designs was my previous company, and I didn't want to change too much, so I just take the design out and put me in there. So that's why Distinctive Lee. My Facebook, my website will be coming up hopefully by Thanksgiving, and you can opt in if you like to listen to the update on my books and what etc. About my speaking gigs and my books, and to follow me. And I'd love to know about you. And my challenge to you is, again, just do something, change your attitude to whatever life have offered you, and then just do something that make you happy, that's daring to you.
Do it.
Do it. Just do
Just
it, right?
do
Just like
it.
the night advertiser.
Lee, thank you so much. You have been such a great guest. I constantly am reminding people that there's greatness inside them, and then I usually end the show daring them to show their greatness by bringing the greatness out of others. You've obviously done this. I really
thank you. I just
it.
want to say, don't miss the boat.
Look, if you are watching this on social media, you should like, love, and share. If you're not watching this on social media, you should go to our Facebook page, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are, and again, I dare you to bring your greatness out. Now, we are, if you know somebody that should be on the show, come on, give me a message. Let me know. You know somebody that wants to advertise or sponsor either the station or Joe Knows South Lake. Let me know. We can have a great conversation. When we come back, we will be hearing from Jim Purvis. Had a great chance to go out and talk to him, so I'm looking forward to you seeing this. He was quite fascinating. Has some cool things to say about his candidacy for Claremont City Council Seat 2. So don't go away. We'll have Jim when we come back. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
Just in a home? Hi, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local direct lender for FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA mortgages. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to purchase a vacation home, we can help. Visit our website today for more information.
And welcome back. I love hearing from my friend Mary, and to all my family of sponsors. You really got my heart. Anyways, I want to welcome my friend Jim Purvis. Thanks, Jim, for coming on. I really appreciate this. Jim is joining us because he is a candidate for Claremont City Council Seat 2. And you may remember we spoke to one of his opponents, Joe Gustafson, here at South Lake TV. We're trying to give everybody a fair shot. So you are going to hear from our candidates, at least as much as is within our ability. Jim, like I said, is a candidate for Seat 2. He is currently retired, but the former chair of the Claremont Code Enforcement Board. He sat on that board for 10 years. I don't believe that board exists anymore.
It does not.
Yeah,
no.
There we go. He was self-employed at fire and water restoration on an independent business. He was an insurance claims investigator for almost 30 years, covering arson and fraud. He is on the board of directors for Cornerstone Hospice, and he is a 12-year veteran of the Army and National Guard. Thank you for your service, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
And welcome to Joe Knows South Lake.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Jim's a really good guy. He really worked with us. There was some miscommunication, one of his appearances, and so I'm really happy to be able to get him on at all because he is busy, like most of the candidates. Jim, I wanted to ask you, getting right into it, what is the biggest challenge you think Claremont is facing?
Growth, no question. They're the victim of their own success. I came here in 1999. The population was, I think, about 9,000. It's 39,000 today. Traffic is becoming almost unbearable. And unfortunately, the city of Claremont has almost no control over traffic and road building. It's all county and or state. So the only thing the city can do, in my opinion, is to consider growth in the venue of, is it smart growth? Is it the growth needed at this time? Every community needs growth. If you stop growing, you just kind of like wither away. But rampant, uncontrolled, poorly thought out
development never in the end serves anyone well. So my goal would be to continue my predecessor, Ray Goodgame's philosophy, to have an open mind to all projects coming in front of the City Council, but to also be mindful of the long-term effect that will have on the community.
You know, I want to say that we all really appreciate the many years of service Ray Goodgame gave to the city of Claremont. Great loss to all of us in his passing. So you would have some heavy shoes to step into. So what do you think, having said that, what is your solution to that? I mean, what do you hope to accomplish, through to curtail that or help it be done wisely?
I think it's a joint effort between the developer, between the city and city staff especially, because remember, the staff works with these projects for probably 6 months or a year before the council ever gets to see it. It's definitely a joint collaborative effort. And right now, I truthfully think that there's a little bit of a disconnect between developers, staff, and council. By the time things get to council, I shouldn't say often, sometimes salient points have been missed in the process of developing a package to give to the council for consideration. I'll give you a classic example. We had a large community proposal come in front of the council 2-3 years ago, and no one ever gave a thought about school bus loading and unloading. And the development was right on a major state highway. Who wants to unload 50 kids at a bus stop on a 6-lane highway?
Makes sense.
So they went back, and the developer, to their credit, made a stipulation in their development order to provide a safe space on their property for bus loading.
So, we spoke really briefly about your many years of attending city council
Yes.
meetings. So it sounds like you'd like to be a little more proactive.
I am. I always have been. I'm happy to say, or proud to say, that I've attended council meetings regularly for probably 18 years that I've lived here, and I've missed about 6 total. 2 or 3 of those were because of open heart surgery, and they just wouldn't let me out of the hospital.
Do you think then that that's where your business background will benefit you? And I'm asking all of the candidates this question.
Okay.
Do you think that your business background will help you in developing that proactivity?
Most definitely. I have lived through being self-employed and all that entails, and being sure everybody gets paid on Friday afternoon, even if I don't. And that happened more than a few times.
I've owned a couple of businesses.
Yes.
I know how that feels too.
And if you haven't experienced that, it's a heck of an experience. But I also have had the privilege of working for companies that encouraged thinking out of the box. And I always encourage my employees to do the same, because no one is smart enough to know all the answers.
Well, let me ask you this, as I've asked everybody. I'm going to ask everybody. We have a couple of amendments coming up.
Yes.
Ballot questions. Where do you stand on Amendment 1, the council term limits?
Well, I have to tell you that I was privileged to be one of the people chosen to sit on that Charter Review Commission. So obviously I have some strong opinions. We kicked a lot of ideas around. Did you know that it was 50 years since the charter was reviewed? 50 years.
Wow. A long time.
That was my reaction. Wow. We kicked around probably 6 or 7 really salient parts of that charter, and we came down to, I think, about maybe 4 or 5 recommendations for the council, and the council whittled that down to the existing questions that are on the ballot. To answer your question, I am in favor of the term limits. We discussed the pros and cons of that ad nauseum, but We
Hang on a
compromised.
second. Do not freak out, people. They are working on our lines outside the studio. We've been getting this all morning, so we're safe. Go ahead.
Okay, so we compromised as a group at 8 years, with the proviso that the person after 8 years, if they wanted, would take a 1-year hiatus and then could come back for another 8 years.
Okay, so that sounds reasonable. Well, where do you stand on Amendment 2 then, the council residency requirements?
I support the proposal as presented.
And for our voters, outline that a little bit, please.
Okay, right now, you can literally move into Claremont on Thursday afternoon and qualify to run for public office Friday morning. Our concern, quite honestly, was that there was a possibility of somebody, sounds nefarious, I know, but extreme example, somebody has plans for a huge mega development.
Yeah, that makes sense. I figured that's where you're going, yeah.
And they rent an apartment and they
get on the council.
successfully get on the council. And we wanted to avoid that. So I believe it's 18 months residency is what they're proposing.
So what you really believe in, and I'm sure what the amendment is looking for, is for you to be a part of the community.
Correct.
To help make decisions
Absolutely.
that affect the community.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. We're starting to run out of time here. What do you think has been your biggest lesson so far? What have you learned the most through this process?
The process of campaigning?
Yeah,
or-
you're running for city council.
It's very expensive. But I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of nice people that I've never had the opportunity to speak with before. I've had perfect strangers come up and introduce themselves to me. And I have had the opportunity, like right now, today, to express my opinions and to ask for the community support. I do believe that I can serve the community well, and I'm ready to do it day one.
Well, great. I really appreciate you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. You've been a great guest.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck on the. Good luck. Oh, we have we have your Facebook page up
Yes.
here. And I'm sure that goes through who you are and what you're doing, maybe someplace they can reach you. What I'd like to do now that we've shown that is if you'd like to take a look into this camera right here, tell the voters where they might get in touch with you or one maybe other message you feel the voters need to hear before they go to the ballot box.
I have always made myself accessible to whatever group I've been involved with or supported through the years. My cell phone number is 407-810-5188. I've had the same number for 20-some years. And just don't call after 10 p.m., please, folks.
And if you do, leave a message.
Yes.
He'll determine if it's an emergency or not. All right. Well, thank you once again.
Thanks,
Good
Joe.
luck at the ballot box.
Thank
man.
you so
I
much.
really hope
I
that
appreciate it.
you have a good showing. I'm sure you will. Look, if you know anybody that should be a guest on Joe Knows South Lake, you need to reach out to me. Let me know. I'm sure Jay has the contact information up. You can call me or email me. You can private message me. The other thing is, if you know somebody who should be advertising, and yes, you should be advertising on Joe Knows South Lake or on South Lake TV, please reach out to us. We'd love to custom build an advertising package for you. With that said, I'd like to remind you, as our guest today has shown us, there is greatness inside you, and you can dare to let that greatness out. I will see you tomorrow. We have a great show for you. You have a great day, and I love you. See you later. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake.